Hey, what's happening? This is Kato Hammond, creator and publisher of GoGo magazine and owner of GoGo radio station. That was a really interesting quiz, wasn't it? It's always good to read and catch up on rich cultures such as go-go music. And just like New Orleans jazz and Jamaica's reggae and New York's hip-hop and Mississippi Delta's blues, there's so much blood, sweat, and tears that make this original DC music movement. And a few questions on the quiz doesn't even scratch the surface of the amount of information and details the entire go-go story of the go-go music culture is. After all, we're talking about over 40 years of history. But that's the reason I created this quiz in the first place, to introduce you to this right here. Some of the questions that you have taken on this quiz are just tiny little bits of things that I talk about in this book right here. Take Me Out to the Go-Go is a book written by me, edited by Marlon Green, and forwarded by Byron B.J. Jackson that gives you accounts of 40 years of go-go music history and culture through my eyes. It goes deep into the crevices and in the trenches through all the neighborhoods and schools and bands and extracurricular activities and civic programs and arts education, which all played a part in this building of this great music culture. From the original foundation that was created by Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers to the growth of now many branches to include the bounce, crank, and the grown and sexiness of today. Now keep in mind, I'm not just a person who has observed the culture. I'm a person who grew up in the middle of it, played inside of it, cut my teeth in its bosoms, first as a fan, then as a member of bands such as Little Benny and the Masters and Proper Utensils, to creating one of the very first magazines catering to the music and the very first website catering to the go-go music and its culture, as well as creator of the very first online go-go radio station, WTGO. This book talks about all that and so much more. I mean, it starts in 1976 and all the way up to touching everything between, from the days under Marion Barry's summer youth programs to DC Department of Recreation showmobiles to the Capitol Center to the movements of trying time and time again of getting this music played and respected on radio stations. It's so much more. This book talks about it all. And it's available for you just by clicking on the link below this video here, which would take you to Amazon.com to order it for yourself. And it comes in 3 different formats for you to choose from: the hard copy, the Kindle ebook version, and an audiobook version where you can just sit back and hear me narrate it. So take me out to the go-go. Fill your knowledge with even more of this awesome music culture. It's definitely a page turner and promises not to disappoint you. All right. Thank you and God bless. Peace.